Our first take draft blitz continues with the Patriots, who had quite the offseason. The exit of Tom Brady after 9 Super Bowl appearances, but that era is over, and now the focus is on the future. Listen to this, Stephen A. and Max. The only franchise who has received more value from their draft picks in the last 20 years is actually Green Bay. New England is second. The Pats have the 23rd pick in the first round. They hope to improve on their wild card round exit from this past season's playoffs. Damien Woody, he won 2 rings with the Pats. He knows what it takes. He joins us now. Always good to see you. We miss you, Damien. Stephen A., I'm going to start with you here, though. Should the Pats take a quarterback with this first-round pick?
I believe they should, unless you believe in Jarrett Stidham, which I do not. Obviously, Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. We get all of that. Stidham was in the 4th round. We get that, too. Garoppolo was in the 2nd round. But when you hear the quarterbacks that have been mentioned, you hear about Joe Burrow. If Tua was healthy, there wouldn't be that. But, Tua could arguably be number 1. So people are projecting he won't fall any lower than 5 or 6 with the Chargers or 5 with the Miami Dolphins. Justin Herbert and Tua, there doesn't seem to be that big of a gap between the two, according to Mel Kiper Jr. So obviously that's a possibility. And then you've got this kid out of Utah State, Jordan Love. I'm thinking about 4 quarterbacks, all right, that are all projected to be first-rounders. If that is the case, and I'm the New England Patriots, why miss out if I don't have to? I can trade up. Now, obviously, if people think if you can get Tua, of course, that's what you do. I'm not going to rule out Herbert or Love in terms of what the New England Patriots should try to get. Now, I'm not saying you give up the farm to get him. You go all out to get Herbert or Love, like moving all the way up to number 3 or whatever. But what if you could move up to number 11 and swap a pick with the New York Jets, or number 10 with the Cleveland Browns, or number 14 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I'm saying you could pull off something. Even the Denver Broncos, even though one could argue they might need a quarterback. All I'm saying is that there are options available to you if you're New England to not have to move but so far up to get one of those 4. And if I'm the New England Patriots and I don't have to give up the farm to do it, if I can move up to get one of those 3, Tua, Herbert, or Love, I do it.
Tua, yes. No one else you mentioned, Stephen A. Unless Bill Belichick just got a crush on one of these guys, like, if I had Herbert, this would be, he could be a great. If something like that, fine. I don't see it. I don't see it with anyone but Tua. If Tua's there and they have to maneuver a little bit to get him, I'm all for it. But that is not the Patriot way. You mentioned it, Tom Brady in the 6th round. Stidham, late round. Brissett was in the 3rd round and they dealt him. Garoppolo was for them, a reach practically in the 2nd round. They don't draft quarterbacks in the 1st round. Matt Castle, by the way, who won 10 out of the 11 wins they had that season when Brady got hurt. What was that, 08? No, sorry, that was, I think it was 08. Anyway,
it was 08.
Matt Castle was a 7th round pick. Bill Belichick does not reach for quarterbacks. He doesn't draft them in the 1st round. Now, the reason I would make an exception for Tua is because I think Tua is exceptional. I think he's just the eyeball test tells you, okay, this guy's a little different with the arm talent, with the accuracy, the whole package. He's just fragile so far, for a football player. But you even heard Nick Saban address that to you, Stephen A. The reason he gets hurt is he takes risks other guys because he's so competitive. That's what you want. You want a guy you have to rein in because he's so competitive and wants to win on every play at every moment. Tua is special. If you can maneuver for him, I would be all for it for the Patriots. No one else there looks to me like a guy they should reach for. And I'm quite sure that Belichick and company have done their homework. And if there's a sleeper late in this draft and they think they need some more, they'll go get him then.
Well, listen, conventional wisdom throughout the NFL is that you got to get your starting quarterback in the 1st round. We've seen that the past couple of years where you talk about Patrick Mahomes going to the Chiefs. We've talked about Deshaun Watson going to the Houston Texans. We've seen the Baltimore Ravens trade up into the 1st round to go get a Lamar Jackson. But with that being said, I don't see a scenario where the New England Patriots draft a quarterback in the 1st round unless somebody like Tua slips or the Patriots do something unpatriot-like or make a massive trade up, which I just don't see them doing. The Patriots, Bill Belichick in his 20 years with the New England Patriots had drafted 11 quarterbacks. His highest drafted quarterback was Jimmy Garoppolo in 2014, the 64th pick in the draft. And what this tells me is they look for specific traits in a guy. It's not necessarily, we need a quarterback in the first round because that's conventional wisdom. No, the Patriots and Bill Belichick look for specific things in a quarterback because I can tell you from firsthand experience, that system is hard, okay? It takes a special type of guy to come into that Patriot way, into that Patriot system, that offense, and to be able to digest that system and go out there and execute it on a high level. So the Patriots are not going to just draft the quarterback in the first round because it's a need. They're going to go out there and draft.
What's hard about it, Damien?
Who fits? Where there's so much, Max, there's so much verbiage in the offense. There are specific places that guys have to be on time, doing the little things. That's really why the Patriots are so good anyway, is because the attention to detail within the scheme that are required from the players. And you're talking about a quarterback that has to play within that scheme and to be able to handle everything that comes within that organization. You have to have certain traits that's going to allow you to thrive within that organization. And it doesn't matter if you're a first-round pick or a seventh-round pick, like you talk about with Matt Castle. It's all about the traits that are within you that the Patriots view as a guy who can thrive within our system.
Damien, before we let you go, what are some of those traits?
Well, listen, number one, with any football player, you got to be available. So, Max, you talk about Tua, that would be a red flag right off the top with Bill Belichick. If you're hurt in college, what make you think you'll be, what make you think you're going to be on the field in the pros? I think you got to be smart. That's the one thing. You talk to Bill Belichick, you have to be smart. You have to be able to process information quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.